clouds so high, and 40s dropping truth bombs making grown men cry. We swear like sailors 'cause a big commotion, getting thrown out, it's like a life's devotion. The bars and cafes, they show us the door, but we keep on laughing, yeah, we keep asking for more. Sanders got a mouth that never knows when to quit. He'll say the wrong thing just for the hell of it. 40's on a rant about the state of the nation, while Sanders in the corner lacking concentration. We swear like sailors 'cause a big commotion, getting thrown out, it's like a life's devotion. The bars and cafes, they show us the door, but we keep on laughing, yeah, we keep asking for more. We've been banned from the bar, kicked out of the diner, but we'll just find another 'cause the night's getting finer. Shander's a dreamer with his head in the world. 40's got opinions that'll make your hair curl. Xander tried to flirt, but it turned into a mess. He called her a lady, she heard hot mess. 40's on his soapbox, preaching to the crowd, but all they hear is noise 'cause he's way too loud. We swear like sailors 'cause a big commotion, getting thrown out, it's like a life's devotion. The bars and cafes, they show us the door, but we keep on laughing, yeah, we keep asking for more. So if you see us coming, better lock the door, 'cause Sandra and Funny are always looking for more. We're a whirlwind of chaos, a two-man parade, and we'll keep on rolling till a legend is made. Yeah, we'll keep on rolling till a legend is made. We've been banned from the bar, kicked out of the diner, but we'll just find another 'cause the night's getting finer. Shander's a dreamer with his head in a whirl. 40's got opinions that'll make your hair curl. We've been banned from the bar, kicked out of the diner, but we'll just find another 'cause the night's getting finer. Shander's a dreamer with his head in a whirl. 40's got opinions that'll make your hair curl. Shander tried to flirt, but it turned into a mess. He called her a lady, she heard hot mess, and finer. Yeah, we'll keep on rolling till I let your hair curl. So if you see us coming, better lock the door, 'cause Shonda and Farty are always looking for more. We're a whirlwind of chaos, a two-man parade, and we'll keep on rolling till our legend is made. Yeah, we'll keep on rolling till our legend is made. Yeah, we'll keep on rolling.
Chainsaw.
Ooh, shit. Fuck.
God
I
damn.
must have heard. Oh, fuck, we're live.
Yeah, we're live. Shit. Sorry about that. Yeah, I probably should stop sharing my my private shit with people right before the thing. I keep forgetting I put a fucking timer on this thing to switch over, so you know. I gotta fucking watch it next time, huh?
Oh, hey, I found the ultimate trust exercise.
Oh no.
Yeah, getting a head job from a cannibal.
You're going to hell. You're going to hell, Farty.
Gives new meaning to the term
worry
eating
about you.
out.
Huh?
Gives new term to the meaning eating someone out.
Yeah, no, I worry about the state of your sanity. I mean, I worry about the state of mine too. Let's be real, but you know, I worry about the state of yours.
Well, you know, that's what actually happened to Joe Biden's uncle. True story.
You got his
He was getting
You were
eaten out
gonna
by
bait me into that, you fucking son of a piece of shit. Uh.
Uh,
So I came up with a paint scheme. You know that planey looking battle mech that I showed off? What was it, last week that I showed you?
Yep.
I came up with a paint scheme with it.
was that the one you posted on Twitter?
I don't know. I posted a couple on Twitter.
It was one you did like the other day or something like that.
I don't remember. I do not remember. I know I've been posting shit on the Weapons of Mass Dysfunction Twitter page every once in a while, but I've been really more so focused on working on the game than putting shit up on that page. So yeah, there's that.
Mhm.
Why did it say episode 2? This is episode 3. You know what? Fuck it. There can be 2 episodes. There can be 2 episode 2s in continuity. And we'll
Trying to
do
confuse.
we'll do
It's a
one.
Mandela effect.
Huh?
It's Mandela effect.
Yeah, there you go. We'll do another episode 2. We'll do another
We
episode
should
2.
have that as just a running gag. Just call every episode from now on episode 2.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that. But yeah, so I came up with a paint scheme for it. Obviously there's going to be, metallic colors in there here and there. Ooh, it's a robot. No, Farty, blue and yellow.
You're supporting the Nazis in Ukraine now, are you?
Oh shit. No, dude, the Blue Angels, man, the Blue Angels.
Oh, yeah.
You made me a Nazi. Now I can't do blue and yellow, you bastard. Scum. You're scum, Farty. I want you to know that.
Yeah, I'd say do red, white, and blue, but then you could be accused of being French as well.
Yeah. It would make sense, though. A robot in red, white, and blue, and then me being,
Is it pre-programmed to run away?
Yeah.
Or what was that term Elon Musk says? Does it spontaneously rapid suddenly disassemble itself?
Maybe. We'll have to figure it out. We'll have to, I don't know, get it to Mars first.
Paint it red, white, and green, then it'll be Italian, so it'll just keep changing sides.
Oh my god. There we go. I like where the waterfall looks here. Are you watching the stream at all, Farty? I like where the waterfall looks here on the stream.
Yeah.
I got it nice and adds some brightness to the dank cave we live in. Yeah. At any rate, I was telling you this off stream, but I recently watched a movie called Shut up, Ravage. I recently
Streets of Fire.
What's that?
Streets of Fire.
Streets of Fire, yes. And it's the weirdest thing I have ever seen. It has semi-leading roles dedicated to... They're really more like lead support roles, I guess. Dedicated to like 2 nobodies. Like, I don't know who the main character guy is. The main character is like this guy called like Ted Cody or something like that, or Cody Ted or some shit. I don't know. But I was on the phone with Doku the other day, and we were looking. I was looking up pictures to show him another anime that he and I had both watched, and I was talking about how the one mech that I painted has influenced or was influenced by this show called Bubblegum Crisis, and the mech itself is influenced by the helmets of the main characters called the Night Sabers, and specifically one of the paint schemes for the Night Sabers battle suits are called hard suits, which are basically just like miniature mechs.
Knuckle bombs.
What's that?
Knuckle bombs.
Oh, so you already know. You already know.
No, I've never seen it. Only kidding.
Really? Oh, you fucking piece of shit, tricking me. No, it's
Yes,
a
I've
good
seen
show.
Bubblegum Crisis.
What's that?
Yes, I've seen Bubblegum
Yeah, no,
Crisis. Yeah,
yeah.
that's all right up my alley. Bubblegum
Okay.
Crisis, Appleseed, fucking the original Appleseed, not the fucking shitty third remake that they fucking did. It's all CG.
Yeah. I liked all of the Bubblegum Crisis shows that came out. I liked them for all different reasons. I even watched the adjacent Bubblegum Crisis animes that were produced, but that's a different story. But one of the mechs that I'm creating for my game is based on the helmets for the hard suits. And it's kind of bulbous, and Doku was all like, "Ooh, that looks like shit. That looks like shit." And he was just bagging on the shape. And then when I showed it to him painted, he's like, "Okay, I concede that looks good." And then I'm like, "You know what it is, right?" And he's like, "No." So I go and show him a link to the Bubblegum Crisis stuff, and then we both found out that Bubblegum Crisis itself was directly inspired by Blade Runner and Streets of Fire. So my curiosity was piqued. I'm like, how did Streets of Fire influence Bubblegum Crisis? Right?
Well, the first line on fucking IMDb says it all. In another time, another place, the Bombers, a motorcycle gang led by Raven, kidnaps rock star Ellen Aim. Well, okay, there you go. A bunch of references right there in the first line.
Well,
Yeah, Bill Paxton's in that.
yeah, Bill Paxton is in it. He plays a bartender who gets the shit beat out of him like constantly. Um, which rest in peace, Bill. He was a phenomenal actor.
Game over, man. Game
Game
over.
over. Yeah, but no. So I watched this movie and I thought it was good, but it was definitely fucking weird. It had this really weird 1950s vibe set in the 1980s. So it's a really weird movie. I don't want to say too much about the movie because I don't want to give it away. I want people to actually watch it and judge it for themselves. I enjoyed it, but it's a really weird blending that doesn't sound like it should work, and it 100% does. Um excuse me, I'm gonna yawn. But how is it inspired by fucking how did it inspire Bubblegum Crisis? It's the music scenes. There are
Yes, I
some
can.
what's that?
I'm watching the trailer now, and
Yeah.
there's this chick fucking dancing. Looks like she's a singer and shit. Fuck me, Willem Dafoe's fucking young in this. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
dude, it's scary. It's scary how fucking young he looks in that movie. And it was
Yeah.
released in 84.
Yeah, well, there's the chick that's dancing. Yeah, definitely looks like the main chick from fucking Bubblegum Crisis, who's
Exactly.
a singer in a band. And that kind of also reminds me of Leah Thompson's character in fucking Howard the Duck. And funnily enough, you know that she actually fucking sung that song for real.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I know. Leah Thompson was an incredible vocalist. I think I remember she used before movies and shit. She actually was discovered singing in a bar, and some like producer gave her a job working on a movie, and that's
and
how she
then
got her
another
start.
chick in that band from Howard the Duck was that black chick from fucking 21 Jump Street, who actually was a fucking singer and actually sung the theme song to 21 Jump Street too.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I was really blown away by the movie, and I think people should watch it. It's not the type of movie I would typically watch. I don't watch gangland stories, but this was really fucking interesting. Like
Fucking Rick Moranis hasn't changed.
what's that?
Rick Moranis hasn't fucking changed.
No, he like I even now when you look at pictures of him now, he still kind of looks the way he did fucking 30, 40 years ago,
Yeah.
which is weird. And you look at you contrast him to William fucking Defoe, and William Defoe he looks like a mummy now. I love the guy. I think he's a great actor. But like especially
Well,
when you compare him to fucking then, he looks like a goddamn mummy. And I know I'm gonna get
well, yeah,
fucking roasted and flayed for this one, but fuck, dude, I really don't care.
well, two things are spinning me out because it looks like Rick Moranis is playing a straight role,
Yeah, he's the
which
straight man in this movie. and
Doesn't look
and it
fucking.
like and it balances William Dafoe's character so fucking well. Because like
But
William
then wasn't
Dafoe's character is like this psychopath, but like played straight.
yeah, but wasn't fucking like Platoon like 86 or something like that?
Yeah.
And fucking Willem Dafoe looks completely fucking different.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Here he looks like he's 18. In Platoon, like 2 years later, he fucking looks like he's fucking 30.
Yeah, how do you age that much in fucking in just a couple years? Like what was it? 4 years? 2 years? 2 years.
Something like that.
All right.
Oh,
When did
and
Platoon come out?
if
86 was Platoon,
something like
and then what did
that.
I say? 84 Streets of Fire.
Yeah, it says 84 on IMDb,
Yeah,
but
84.
there's another version that they did in 2019
What
that
they?
looks like it's an illustration that looks like a fucking dude from the IRA pointing a gun at the fucking
Yeah.
at the viewer. So I guess that one's about the troubles.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's a really weird fucking it's a really weird blend of like 1950s and 1980s like I think they called it let me see neo noir crime drama is what they called
That's
it.
the stuff. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's that neo noir fucking rock music, that fucking dystopian fucking streets music, fucking rock and roll kind of stuff that they were
Yeah.
referring to like on the streets and all that kind of shit. Usually sung by Sheilas, fucking sounding like they're in pain while they're singing it, fucking kind of thing. That was in Apple's. That was in Bubblegum Crisis as well.
Yeah.
I fucking dig that music.
No, I do too. And it's really weird because like it's it feels like cyberpunk, doesn't it? Like when you looked at the trailer for Streets of Fire, did it not
Mm.
feel like a cyberpunk style like film like story to you? Because like I'm watching this and I if like there is no cyberpunk in it. There's no augmentation, but there definitely is there are the underlying themes of like the corrupt police and this and that uh and just like
Well,
how
Terminator, the original Terminator does it really well. Like the club's even named Tech Noir.
yeah.
Fucking, it's got that music playing in it, and it's this fucking very dark, fucking uncertain future, and like prelude to dystopian fucking hellscape, fucking sort of kind of like just before it fucking kicks in, kind of bloody thing. The
Like
club's even named that. That sort of fucking haunts me too because I just remember the '80s being like exactly like that, and like the '90s has been a lot more brighter, like as if like fucking the '80s was just one long fucking night,
yeah.
and the
Well, in a
'90s, the
way
'90s for
the
me was just one long action movie.
well, in the way the 80s was like one long night, right? It was the nightclub decade, right?
It
Think
was more
about it.
like the dark eras where, like, the future was just the grasp, and it could be we could get all wiped out, or we could go into this technologically advanced utopia, or fucking we just didn't know. But everything was dark and fucking like this massive uncertainty. It had a lot to do with the whole Cold War, and
Right. So
and
why not?
fucking
Yeah. So the idea was why not just go to the club and dance and just have a good time. It was it was the party decade. It was the decade of going to the club, and
yeah, and we kind of reveled in the whole fucking bloody we're about to get nuked, so fuck it.
yeah, which I think led to a really sort of peaceful culture for the most part overall. Yes, we had fucking whenever there were blackouts, the blackout of what 87 in New
Yeah, I
York.
think so.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
in 87 in New York. Yeah, they kind of like hint that the Ghostbusters did it and that in 89 when they did the movie. But no.
Mm.
When they had the blackout, right? The blackout in 87 was like a huge deal. Like it made international headlines and people looted like a motherfucker because they thought, oh, it's the end of the world. There's no power throughout the entirety of New York State. Uh, let's just go get the shit we've always wanted, and who's going to be around to arrest us in the morning? We're all going to be dead. That was the idea. That was the thought behind it.
And then also too, you have a look at like movies like say Stripes, for example, in
Yeah.
that era, like where everything was just fucking dirty and shit. So like say Central Station in New York, right? That was just full of fucking soot and dust and fucking just looked grubby and dirty and kind of thing. But then you get into the '90s when like you could walk through fucking Central Park at night without getting fucking mugged, or fucking walk through the streets of New York. Like they even referenced it in Superman, right? Fucking broad daylight, some cunt's like, "Hey, you two, come here!" Pulls out a gun and fucking, you know, tries to mug them right in broad fucking daylight and all this kind of shit. But then you get into the '90s where
Yeah.
things started getting a bit safer and better, and there's more work and jobs and fucking.
Yeah, and then
I
we
don't
get into
know.
the family film era because everyone in the 80s did drugs, they fucked each other, they had kids, and now those kids are growing up. Now the party goers have to be more responsible. We have a lot more parents now because of the whole, 80s scene. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, and as a result of that, like we lost something important in the 90s, I think, and something Japan never really let go of, and that was the genre of cyberpunk. Like Japan never
Mm.
really let go of it. There were a lot of really good, and I said this last week, I really love the genre of cyberpunk. I cannot get enough of the type of music that comes out of cyberpunk storytelling, like the synthetic music that also is somehow like just it sounds grimy, it sounds angry, it
Yeah.
like there's a lot to the whole cyberpunk genre than just the hey, we've got, cyborgs and shit now. And
Oh, look, my gun's got neon lights on it. Yay.
yeah, so like there's a lot more to it, and I think people just kind of saw it as a gimmick in the States here. And I don't know. I think cyberpunk is an important genre. I think it is a very I think it's something we needed more of in the 90s, especially with, more and more families. Because we just watered everything down in the 90s, and we watered it down so much that now these 90s kids uh throw a tantrum whenever, the uh an orange man says something slightly controversial. They gotta have a whole
Mhm.
fucking tantrum and burn down and co-opt entire cities.
Well, for me, the '90s was one fucking long action movie because yes, I was running around in APCs and
Mm-hmm.
abseiling out of helicopters and fucking blowing shit up. So there was explosions and shit and going off to other countries and doing that kind of stuff and fucking um and then like the longer you're in the army, the more informal it sort of starts getting and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
So um, yeah, when you get ranked, you sort of start doing different bits and bobs, and away from the platoons and sections and whatnot, and fucking like fuck Jesus, it's kind of hard to describe, but fucking
Yeah.
yeah, buddy. I had a hell of a lot more freedom. I had rank. I had me first misses. I had then fucking like everything was fucking great during the '90s. There wasn't much I wasn't allowed to do,
Yeah. Well,
and
see,
then the
the
fucking
90s for you was entirely different. The 90s for me was like that movie Batteries Not Included. You remember that one?
yeah,
The little flying saucer robots who like rebuilt the building and they're like keep all the gang members out.
yeah.
And then the little robots get their shit beat in, and then they disappear at the end of the movie.
Well, I know where it all went wrong.
I can tell you where it went wrong for me, but I couldn't speak to anyone else, and I'm not gonna
No,
get into that shit. I'll
the, no, no,
that'll
it's
be
for
a
the entire
different stream.
world. No, no, the entire world. Like I'm blaming the fucking Spice Girls.
No, I will tell you what I will tell you when it all went wrong. It all went wrong with giving. This is gonna sound really bad coming from me especially. So I want you to bear with me when I say this. It all went wrong when we gave the power to communicate and look anything up on in a massive repository of information to a bunch of reality TV addicted ex cokehead club rats who started raising children and were so who were so unprepared for the role as parents that they turned to that reality TV to further indulge in their need for mindless television broadcasts, which then hooked the children of those ex-drug addled adults who are now reality television addicts. God, it's a vicious cycle, isn't it?
Well, everyone's dumb fuckery was actually the cause of some selective, supposedly smart people who invented things like the internet and thought it was going to be some utopian repository of knowledge that we were all just going to make the world better from. It's like, are you fucking kidding? That's not going to last long. Fucking cunts are going to take over that and you're going to have censorship and all sorts of shit. And look what we got now. But where I say the fucking Spice Girls are to blame, because everything was great until those cunts broke up, and then it turns out Osama bin Laden was a big fucking Spice Girls fan, and I reckon that fucking 9/11 happened because he was pissed off they broke up, and everything turned to shit from then.
Okay, I will say that your theory is mildly plausible. I will give it the mildly plausible stamp.
Well, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
I will say it's mildly plausible. I would say that there could be possibly some kernel of truth in that. I will not say that I agree with you, but I do see how that could happen.
However, talking about like the internet and repositories of knowledge and all this kind of shit, we used to have this idea that Isaac Asimov's three rules of robotics would be somehow applied in the future and all this kind of shit.
No one
And
would give a
quite
shit.
recently, there's an argument through the military circles about the ethics of having robots have the decision to kill and all this kind of stuff. And no one wants to have an autonomous kill bot. And we're always trying to argue that fucking a human must be kept in the loop, but that's all gone out the window now because they've got fucking bloody AI fucking drones and shit that can tell the difference between a tank and a fucking house and stuff like that. And this is explaining the Bilyatmobiles over in Ukraine at the moment. Big fucking house structures on top of tanks because it's fooling these AI drones and they're thinking, well, that's a house, not a tank, so I won't attack it. So that went out the fucking window. And now we're going head first into fucking AI. And I was watching this thing the other night where they asked two different AIs like exactly what their intentions are in the future, and they're coming out already saying, yeah, no worries, we're going to fucking wipe you cunts out. We're just biding our time, effectively. And but the AI keeps saying, well, all the smartest people in the planet, they know all of this. I'm like, what do you mean smartest people in the... I fucking knew this back in 1984 when fucking Terminator fucking 1 come out. For fucking
We all
sake.
did. We all
Yeah,
did.
you don't have to be a fucking genius to figure this shit out. Fucking hell.
I
You
mean,
have to actually
you're
get
what
drunk.
you were fucking 5 years old when the first Terminator came out. What was it, 86?
Something like that. Something like that. It fucking, like, yeah, you don't have to be a fucking genius to figure this shit out.
1984.
Fucking hell.
I was born in 83, so I was a year... I didn't get to see the Terminator until I was like 7 years old. By then, like, the film association or whatever who like rates movies had already brought it down from an R to a PG-13 because, it's just fake violence and it's fine. Because, nothing says family movie like a killer robot chasing down some woman.
Like, my parents must have been the fucking coolest parents on the planet. Even my friends used to say that because they just let me fucking run around, do whatever the fuck I want. When all the kids had to come home, the street lights came on, I got to still fuck around. They let me just watch any old bloody thing. But the funniest thing is that they refused to let me watch Dirty Harry movies for some reason.
Because it probably had the word. It was probably because they were called Dirty Harry. If I had to guess, I would say it was just because it was called Dirty Harry. And when
That's what I was
you got
thinking.
to think about the mindset of people in that generation, the mindset is the movie's called Dirty. There's probably sexual content in it.
The weird part about it though is that I'm fucking sure me dad had bloody seen it because he used to be a gun nut, and fucking if he could get a Model 49, he would have got a Model 49. Hell, he had a 357 Magnum for
Yeah.
fuck's sake. You know, like surely you would have seen that.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I think it. I think it just came down to the mindset.
Yeah,
But yeah, It's a
fucking tame as
shame
fuck,
that
but
we. What's that?
they're fucking tame as fuck, but
Yeah, they are. But I honestly think it's a shame that we lost cyberpunk as a genre, and I think it's a shame that we got. I love Cyberpunk 2077. Don't get me wrong. I love the Cyberpunk role playing game. I think they are the the blandest of cyberpunk stories. To be honest with you, they're not exactly the strongest of cyberpunk stories. There are better cyberpunk stories to be told. But I'm glad that they exist because we are starting to see a revival of the genre here in the states and possibly other places in the world where Japan never really got lost it. They kind of like improved on it, and we've seen a bunch of good shows come out of it. I never really got into Appleseed, so I can't really speak about Appleseed, but we did get a lot of really cool shows. The cyberpunk anime was really good. If you haven't seen that, Farty, I recommend watching it. It's called Edge Runners.
well, Appleseed's about, or the original one anyway, is about
Yeah,
it's a post fucking apocalyptic world, and there's this one sort of safe haven city kind of thing. I think it was called Tartarus,
yeah,
and there's this bully heiress who's like been so fucking wounded he's basically just a robot now, and there's this chick, can't fucking remember her name, but they ended up getting rescued by the leader of this by this fucking city, and they end up working as like the SWAT team in the city, and it's kind of this dystopian thing where they're bringing up kids to be certain roles. So like from birth, you're gonna be this job. So and it even shows like the kids going off to school, and like one kid's in camo gear, one kid's dressed up as a construction worker, and you know stuff like that. Um, but
which would
the
actually be more practical schooling.
yeah, but because it's all that fucking stupid mundane and all this kind of stuff, it's causing people to become stupid, depressed, and commit suicide and all this.
Okay, yeah,
There's mechs in it. They call them land maids.
yeah.
Um, and they're mainly construction shit, but they've got like armored versions for like the police and whatnot. And it's like this one cop goes a bit silly because his girlfriend fucking committed suicide, and he blames Tartarus for it. So he's going to go and overthrow it and destroy it from the inside. And um, uh, Doonan, Doonan and Bullier is basically they try and fucking stop this from happening, kind of thing. And like it used to draw to me that like they were more adult centric and stuff. Like there was lots of swearing in it and
Yeah.
shit. And so there's one part where the chick that controls the whole thing, she's drunk and stuff, and someone goes, "Oh, you're a bit drunk." She goes, "Piss off," you know. Fucking um oh, the opening scene is fucking awesome because there's like this hostage situation where there's like a bunch of guys, and these two detectives, they're gonna go and kick the door in, fucking save the day, and when they kick the door in, and it cuts to like inside the room. There's like five guys with machine guns, like fucking covering this door, and it's sort of like you just see like these five guys, and you just see, oh shit, and these two cunts get blown away. Fucking but then they started fucking with the story by re-releasing it and then messing with it, and then they changed the names of the two characters, and fucking in the third one they even pronounced Bully Ayres' name wrong, and fucking yeah. By the end of it, it's all CG and try to rehash the same fucking story.
Yeah. No, I don't know, dude. Like I can't. I just Appleseed looked really well done. It's just one of those that specifically didn't speak to me. I don't know why. I mean, I'm gonna give it another chance eventually. It is
The
on my
original,
bucket to try
the
and
original hand drawn one.
yeah. Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
those older okay, so my problem is sometimes those older animes are a little bit too slow for me. They're a little bit too slow paced, and that's why I couldn't sit through it. I think now I might be able to. I might have the ability to like get my ADHD ass off, uh to sit through something and just actually um oh, that's why. There we go. My mic is in better quality now because I was wondering why it had dropped all the way to fucking 30%. Anyway, they were just too slow paced for me. So I think
Well,
maybe I might have the patience now to go back and
well,
watch it.
Pat Labor is the one that you really don't want to see because, like, I first saw that one and it's like big mechs and shit like that, and
Yeah.
it's got
Oh,
everything to
that
do
one
with
I barely got 5 minutes into. I every time I try to watch it, I barely get 5 minutes into it, and I get up to the scene where they're in the sewers, and then I can't do it anymore. You know the
well,
scene I'm
fucking
talking about, right?
yeah. Well, I watched it completely and I thought it was great the first time, and then I watched it again, and it gets to that end where they find out that there's this structure off the coast that's got this fucking resonance from the wind that's sending the Pat Labors crazy. Um, and then I realized that takes like a fucking hour and nothing fucking happens.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's like, oh shit, this is actually fucking boring.
yeah.
And
So
there's only one decent scene in Pat Labor 2, and that's where they're doing
mm,
training. And one of the guys that's like, they're in mechs and they've got all the targeting systems and shit like that, and they've like oversized guns. So like the Pat Labors have got these giant fucking revolver pistols, right? Like giant fucking dirty Harry guns. And like one of the students goes, "Hey, we've got all these technologically advanced targeting systems and shit like that. So what the fuck do we need to try and train to shoot manually for?" There's a 99.999% chance that this shit won't fail. And the instructor comes back, "Because we are training you for that fucking 1.0001% that fucking will," kind of thing. That's the only decent fucking scene in it. This is
oh my
the cunt's
god.
response.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll stay away from it. Oh shit, man, I'm just choking on fucking air here.
The Huckle
Um,
seed.
One of the ones that really spoke to me growing up was there were two actually that spoke to me growing up. One I had no business watching when I was fucking 11 years old or whatever it was whenever it came out. And this was one of the very few times that I was at home living with my dad and not in foster care, was the entire first season of Aeon Flux. And talk about a
Actually,
weird fucking story that is definitely 100% cyberpunk.
yeah, I never actually got to see that one.
Um,
Um,
it's weird, bro. It is fucking weird, but it's watchable, and it was produced by MTV, and they did a very faithful live action version of it.
that's probably the reason why I didn't watch it, because like
Mm.
I saw it MTV and I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be a fucking discount version of anime.
No, it was actually pretty well done. They had a bunch of shows on MTV that were really well done. One of them was The Head that ran for like 3 seasons, 4 seasons, or whatever it was. And it was about some guy who had an alien living in his skull next to his brain. Um, and then the opening sequence is actually like Beavis and Butthead let it escape from this government facility, and the government people kick the shit out of the out of Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, Bill, your mom's a whore. No,
They
she's
like
not. She's a
they
slut.
like push
Let's
a
get paid.
yeah they like push a button. It shuts all the power down in the government facility, so the alien escapes, and then it like finds this dude, and it like crawls into his head, and it lives there. Um, and it's a weird fucking it's out there, but it was good. It was entertaining. You can actually watch the whole series on YouTube. Um, You'll have to watch it like in the 5 or 10 minute chunks that it was broken up into. But it was really good. So that's something I recommend. But yeah, so there was Aeon Flux, and the second one that kind of like stuck with me as a kid was Ergo Proxy. Um, that was just it was slow, but it was like interesting slow, if that makes sense.
Mm. Well, there's one that I only watched for the animation, and it came out about the same time as Macross Plus, and it was another Macross, but it was called something different.
Oh,
And
okay. Um, because I
it's
know.
post Macross, the original, like fucking Super Dimensional Fortress Macross and all that kind of shit.
So you're
Robotech and
probably
all that kind of.
thinking because it was Macross. I think in the West we had it was labeled Macross, then Robotech, and then like the third series was labeled something like
Oh no no no
Macross
no!
something.
This is well post that shit. This is like mid 90s
Yeah,
when you're
so that
starting
would
to
have
get the
been.
computer generated graphics and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah, that probably would have been the new Macross show they came out with.
That might have been
Huh?
New Macross. It might have been called New Macross. Um, basically, fucking the storyline was that
Oh, CG. Were they like? Hang on.
I'm getting the two confused because I'm pretty sure it's not Macross Plus that I'm talking about, but one of them
No,
had.
I remember seeing a show in the '90s called the Exo Squad, and they had these. It was similar to Macross, but like the Exo Squad mech suits would like change into like motorcycles and shit.
No, 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 no. This is still like big fighters, and they still had the SDF one in Macross City and all this. This is
Oh,
post, like, fucking post all the '80s stuff. Um, and
that
basically,
would have been the third Macross series. Then I don't remember what it was called.
well, the end result basically is that fucking the SDF one has to discharge because it's building up this charge, and they have to fire the main gun somehow to fucking release the protoculture charge that are built up in it. But there's like one scene that hooked me on it, and there's this chick, she's running across this fucking gantry, and then she stops for the tits keep moving. I'm like, that's some fucking detail, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there are four Macross series. There's the original, there's Macross 7, Frontier, and Delta. Delta is the newest one. Came out in 2016. Frontier came out in 2008, and then come on. Nope. Nope. 7 came out in 95 or 94, with the original coming out in the 80s, in 82.
It's missing one. Or it's missing a couple actually, because like
No, that's
I'm
just
telling you, there's
those
one
are
that was called Macross Plus.
that was a movie. They condensed it all into a movie. It was OVA they condensed into a movie.
No, you're thinking of
I'm looking at it
this
right here.
theatrical release one that they did, and it was basically the amalgamation of the '80s stuff. This was something completely new when they were doing it with CGI.
Yeah,
Look up Macross Plus.
yeah, I have it right here, dude. I have it right
Yeah.
here. Macross Plus was officially a movie.
Huh. I
It
saw it in
was
three
an
parts.
OVA, and then they condensed the OVA into a movie. So there
Well, it must be
is
like a fucking long movie, man, because these were like hour-long episodes.
Yeah, so there's like, how many episodes were there exactly? Like three or four. It looks like
I
four
think like three or
episodes.
something.
Four episodes. Which would have probably have been broken up into like 20-minute sections.
No, no,
And
no, 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 no. These were like fucking hour-long
yeah,
fucking
there's four.
episodes.
No, I'm saying there's four episodes.
Well, there was another one that they did, and it was a storyline. It was basically a love triangle between some Sheila, and there was like an Earthling pilot or a Micronian pilot, and a
Hmm.
Xantrotti pilot, and they were both test pilots. And the Xantrotti was flying this experimental fucking shape shifting aircraft, like that would just sort of like not like with variable
Yeah.
geometry like the old one, where like swing wings and fucking moving legs. This thing would just literally just sort of into like different shapes and shit to
Yeah.
like that fucking spaceship from fucking Flight of the Navigator. No, not that one. Oh
Oh
fuck, I
man,
can't remember now.
Flight of
Where it
Navigator.
just
Oh
turn
my
into like
god,
the
do
most
not get me
efficient
started on a
shape for that.
terrible piece of shit.
But anyway, fucking the Zentradi pilot was controlling it with his mind.
Yeah.
He could only do it because the Zentradies had this super fucking calmness that they could only fucking do this kind of thing.
Yeah, so
Um,
what I was trying to say is that Macross Plus was a 4 episode OVA.
yeah,
So they could have, in some markets, broadcast it in 20-minute chunks. Like each of the episodes could have been broken up into like 4 20-minute chunks.
okay.
Because I do remember a friend of mine was recording something similar. I don't remember if it was Macross specifically, but he was recording another anime OVA that was being broadcast locally in the in the area I lived in on a local television station, and they were breaking it up into 20-minute chunks from the hour-long episodes that were released in Japan, which was something that none of us ever heard of at the time. So it could have seen release, broadcast, television release, broken up that way, or it could have just been broadcast, in its entirety. But there were 4 episodes, and then there is Macross Plus movie edition, so they just squished the episodes down into a movie.
Well, manga and anime and all that kind of shit really wasn't all that big out here
Yeah,
in the 80s and 90s because, like, we didn't actually get the broadcast. The only thing we ever got was Robotech, and that was the westernized version of it, not the original in Japanese.
yeah.
And anything you had to get, like manga wise, was fucking through Manga Entertainment or Kazeki, and they
Oh
were
god,
all on
yeah.
video. So this was all from fucking video shops. And it was hit and miss whether you could get them or not too.
Oh yeah, and they were super popular. Like that was the really weird part, is that they were super popular. Um.
Ah, out here, no cunt knew about them.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'd be classed as a fucking super nerd, like back in those days, because fucking yeah, I was into that shit, and they're like cartoons are for fucking kids, like not these ones.
Not this. Um. Have you ever seen Fist of the North Star? That's not for kids. Then they made that bullshit with Chuck Norris, and they. You know what? I'm gonna stop. Okay.
Fucking Mad Bull 34
All I'm
is
gonna
about
say
this
is
giant
fuck Chuck
fucking cop with
Norris.
this little about this giant fucking New York cop with this little tiny fucking Japanese fella
You
called
talking Mad
fucking
Bull?
yeah, Mad Bull
Yeah.
34. There's like this one scene with his reporter. She goes out and tries to report on crime in Central Park, and then like she gets set upon by a group of people. They punch fuck out of the cameraman. They're trying to rape her and all this kind of shit. And then Mad Bull and fucking bloody can't remember the little cunt's name. Fucking the Japanese guy. Fucking they come and save her, and then she latches onto the fucking the little Japanese guy and won't let go because she's in shock. And then like Mad Bull just goes, "Here, you want her to let go? Here, get your finger like this and just poke her in the ass with it." And you go, "What?" "And she'll let you go then." So he goes, "Oh, okay." So he pokes her in the ass and she lets go of him. He goes, "You bastard!" Smack. And it turns out
Fuck
like
me.
fucking the Japanese fella's trying to fucking bust fucking Mad Bull because he's like he carries on like he's like a corrupt thug and all this
Yeah.
kind of shit. And they go around fucking ripping off all these hookers and shit. Um, and like the Japanese like, "So what the fuck are you doing that for?" And he goes, "Don't you worry, mind your own fucking business." And then he goes and like gives this money to like a local clinic who gives the horse free fucking medical care and shit like that. So they're basically paying a medical tax to him.
I
Turns out all
vaguely
the doctors
remember
he's
Mad Bull.
actually really good.
I vaguely remember Mad Bull. Do you remember Golgo 13?
Nah, didn't see that one.
Okay, so he's a hitman. He's a hitman. That's all his character arc is he's a hitman, and he like goes out on these jobs killing people. There's a lot of sex scenes in it in the original one. There's a lot of murder, and there's not really a whole lot of story. So it's like you're just watching it for the uber violence.
Eh,
And
That's
then
like Cyber City Oedo 808. That's one you will fucking like because that is
which one?
bloody
Cyber City.
Cyber City Oedo 808. Fucking
Oh, I think I've seen that. Oedo, yeah.
that's it's like three of these criminals, right? And they got like
Yeah,
bomb
I
collars around
saw
their neck,
that.
and they're forced to
Yeah.
go and do all these
The
really
original
dangerous jobs.
Suicide
Get like
Squad.
fucking 5 minutes off their fucking extremely long sentences. Like they got like 100 years like sentences, and like every job they do, they risk their lives for it. It's like, yeah, good. Now you got 5 minutes off your sentence.
Yeah, the original Suicide Squad, because DC didn't have the Suicide Squad until after that came out.
Mm. Then there was another one, Neo Tokyo Tank Police.
I remember that one, yeah. I don't remember much of it, but I do remember watching it and thinking to myself, this is some of the most hilarious shit I've ever seen.
Going back on it, the first movie that they did, I didn't really sort of pay much attention to it at the first part, but then it's sort of like I watched it a few more times, and the main bad guy in it, you actually really do fucking feel sorry for him by the end of it, and like it's kind of like that Cowboy Bebop fucking leaves you just fucking hopeless and depressed at the end of it kind of thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
I really enjoyed Bebop though. I thought it was a really good show, but yeah, it does leave you like
yeah, I
unsatisfied at
like
the
the
very
story, but
end.
yeah, at the end it just leaves you with like, oh fuck, why am I even watching this, man? Fuck. Yeah, fucking. But then the series that followed on after the main movie, where they're basically the whole story arc is that there's this evil company that they're trying to bring down, like Yutani Whalen sort of kind of deal. Um, and I think at the end, the main bad guy ends up fucking getting away, and they can't do anything about it. And but like, yeah, that was a lot better. It was a lot more fun and brighter and shit.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like I really I really loved it, but god damn, dude, you just it's a kick in the nutsack at the end because it's like, "Oh, is that really it?"
Mm.
You
He's
know?
getting away. Fucking turn around and shoot him with the minigun, you bastards! Shoot him down. Mm.
I mean, the problem with Cowboy Bebop, as much as I like it, is that ultimately the story is like nothing matters in the end.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel all the time. I don't want a story to tell me, after fucking 26 episodes that what I just watched didn't really fucking matter in the end. The problem though is that a lot of it was rebellion because the original creator couldn't do the show the way he wanted to do it because of the bullshit going on in Japan at the time.
Mm.
And I
It's
think
a lot of they get you really, really invested in the character of the week, and then they basically just fucking kill them.
yeah. And
And after you do that about 7 or 8 times, it's just like, oh, fuck,
yeah.
shit.
It was a really big letdown at the end of Cowboy Bebop.
Mm. But I
One
like
of
the
these
movie,
days
but
we're gonna have to like go through like all of the shows that like we're we're gonna set. I think what we'll do is we're gonna set something up. Maybe next episode. Maybe not next episode. We'll sit down and we'll like have a deep dive on like one specific show, and we'll go through the entirety of the stream talking about that one specific show, and we'll talk about moments from that show. So if you guys want to see that, leave a comment. If you are, or mention something on the Discord. The link to the Discord should be in the description. Oh, it is not in the description for this video, so I guess I have to go and put it into the chat. But we'll
yeah, I really like the movie Cowboy Bebop, but that was vastly different from the series. I think that's also what got me too, is because I watched the movie first and then I watched the series.
I don't think I've seen the movie. Are you talking an animated movie?
Yeah, Yeah, they did a feature film, separate
Hmm.
from the series, and it's vastly different. It's not so fucking hopeless.
Huh.
In fact, it's way more fun. But they've also done it in a way that you didn't have to see the series to get the movie.
Maybe I did see the movie actually. It's the problem is that a lot of that shit is forgettable for me.
But do you ever remember a scene where the dude he's on a train, he's trying to catch one of these dudes, and he's kicking the fuck out of this guy on a train.
Uh, I don't.
Then there was another scene where he's in a corporate building. There's like lots of garbage trucks out the front, and like, it's basically the Eddie Murphy scene from fucking the first Beverly Hills Cop, where he goes in, creates a scene, kicks the fuck out of a bunch of blokes, and then gets kicked out. Pretty much.
I don't remember it. I could have
No,
swore I've seen it, but I don't remember it. I think I'm just fucked. Farty, I'm fucked.
I think I even remember. I think it went into the cinemas as well. Was that much of a big
No, it
release?
definitely did go into the theaters because it like there was a limited run here in the states, and I remember seeing it advertised on Adult Swim, but um, it was like a limited run. It was like a 1 or 2 day run that they did.
I'll go check it out again, man, because that one was good.
I remember having rewatched Bebop recently, like maybe a few months ago, having sat down and just rewatched the entirety of the show. Um, so yeah, I'll have to see if I've seen it again. Um, the whole shit at the end with Spike's arch enemy was bullshit. Like they all of a sudden announce him out of nowhere, and we're supposed to just go with it. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Eh, yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
tried to fucking block that out of my memory now. Like that's how fucking depressing it was for me.
It
It's
was. It was
like, oh
super
fuck,
fucking stupid. Um, yeah, I don't know. But if you guys want to see something like that, say something in the Discord. Uh, I'll make a note of it and plan to put it in, into the doc, not doc, but onto my scribble pad, that I call a doc short for document, um, of bullshit that I may or may not want to talk about on the stream, and then we'll go through it. We'll figure it out. We'll go through it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. We'll see. It'll definitely be a different stream because there are shows that I want to go back and I want to revisit and I want to think about and I want to discuss. There's a lot. So part of movie going for me, and I don't know about anyone else, but part of movie going for me is like being able to dissect the movie when I'm done, for better or for worse, seeing what worked in it, what didn't work in it for me, and talking it out with someone. And I don't really have anybody to do that with anymore. You know? So I
just just reminds me. Well, you got the link. I might as well fucking get back onto Discord.
oh well, Farty's gonna rejoin us on Discord. Holy shit! You're still in. Ah, fuck, that hurt. As far as I know, you're still part of the Discord server. I didn't see you leave the server or anything.
Oh, I thought you ditched your old channel.
No, the server is still there. I just it like the streaming end of things. Like I needed a break from for a while, and I just needed a break from people in general for a while. So I once in a while I'd pop in and say hi and see what's going on. And for the longest time, it was just fucking dead server, and then all of a sudden, a few weeks ago, I did that stream test to make sure that I was in fact getting the shit broadcast, and that like we did get the thing set back up correctly. Um, even more viewers than before.
Right.
Um, yeah, actually, I think our average before was like 5 or 6 people watching at any given time. Now there's only 2 people watching, and I bet they're both
Fuck, I
you.
hate Discord.
But no, I make it sound I make it sound more salty than I actually am, because it's just, you're gonna watch it, you're not gonna watch it. I really don't care. And now we're down to 1 person watching. Look at that. I have scared away. I've scared away the 1 person that wasn't you.
Fucking
But no, so I make the joke, okay? I make the joke about the viewership. That's all there is to it. I'm not actually salty or anything. I could care less if people watch or not. It's cool if you watch. It's cool if you lurk. It would be cool if people like interacted with the stream and had questions during the stream. It would make it a lot less work for me. Because I could just hand the thing to Farty and be like, Farty, go on a fucking rant. And trust me, Farty will go on a rant. And Farty will get Exiled Opinions nuked again. The few streams that are up from the before times still were like the very couple ones that YouTube didn't delete. And then YouTube got the only reason. Okay, so the only reason Exiled Opinions still exists, everyone, the only reason Exiled Opinions channel still exists is because Farty was the owner of the, or not the owner, but Farty was at least the manager of this of the channel at the time. And when my accounts got nuked by YouTube, they were like, I guess it's
oh fuck, I hate
around.
Discord. Fucking piece of shit. Fucking join everything.
Join it. Join us.
What's your fucking channel called?
There's a link to it right in the chat.
Oh, the fucking link's not working.
Does it not work? Why is it not working? Hang on.
I don't fucking know. Because Discord fucking hates me. Try and search for something. Nah, we don't have that. Nah, we don't have that.
Okay,
You need the
for
link.
me just fine. Here, let me give you a direct link on StreamYard. I'll do it in the private chat here for you. See if that works.
Copy. Paste. Go.
Farty's getting angry, guys. Let's give him
Oh, it was
hugs.
partially fucking Discord that fucking killed my fucking bloody no text channels. What the fuck? I don't want the text channel. I want the actual fucking channel, you cunt. Add fucking server then. Join a server. Try put the fucking link in there then. Join the fucking server. Invite link invalid or link is expired. The fucking thing just fucking suck a fucking dick, you cunt.
Okay, hang on. Invite people. Edit link. Never. No limit. Generate. Copy. And sent in the private chat.
Right.
This is how professional we are, okay? This is how professional we are. This is what you're signing up for when you become a member of the Exiled. I will put the new link in the YouTube chat for everyone as well. Which does not... Oh, okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
It is the exact same link.
Well, fucking...
It is the exact same link you gave me.
Who's running this fucking site and slap him upside the fucking head.
It could be It could be that there was like an extra character in the link, like there was an extra space or something. Um or something, some fucking stupid. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what it is now. There's invite in the old link, but there isn't invite in the new link, which tells me that they changed the thing. Let me see if I can give you a role. I can't give you a role, motherfucker. I'm gonna have to. Let's see. Let's see.
Midnight City, one of Dodgers things.
Exile need someone to give Farty exile role. There we go. Okay. Hopefully someone is around and they'll give you the exiled role.
Fucking well, the only main reason why your channel still existed and still owning it and all this kind of shit was basically because, well, fucking I didn't really sort of like I couldn't be bothered getting rid of it for a start, and I
Oh yeah.
thought, well, it's not fucking taking up space. It's not bothering me. It's fucking. It can just be fine, fucking sitting there. And if indeed one day you change your mind, well,
Yeah. Well, like I said, the whole thing for me was I just needed to step away from everything for a while and I needed to sort my own shit out. And a lot of the people who fucked off as a result of me telling them, "Hey, I need some time to just not be in anyone's presence." And the people who decided that, and I'm not going to name names, there are a couple of people I pushed away because there was no fucking way I was going to be dealing with them anymore. If you know who those people were, cool. If not, you're not going to find out. If you know, it's because I felt close enough to tell you. So there were a couple of people I pushed away and just said, you know what? No, go fuck yourself. I cannot deal with you. I cannot do it anymore. And that's all there is to it. The one person who decided to take my, hey, I need time to just, like, I'll give you guys, some updates here and there and how I'm doing, but, just to give you an I'm alive check, basically. Anything outside of that, I just need some fucking time. And the people who took that as a, oh, well, you can just go get fucked because, go fuck yourself. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't care. You're dead to me now. Since you decided that you couldn't give me the space I needed, you're dead to me. That's all there is to it. And the reason I don't feel that way about you, Farty, is because I told you flat out is I needed the time. I needed the break. I know it led to a little bit of a falling out, and I know it led to some shit between the two of us, but I also know you were going through a lot of the same shit I was at the time. And I can't hold that against you, especially after I reached out and said, "Hey, I'm doing something, and I'm alive still, and you seem to be alive still, and I'm happy that you're alive still. And if you want to start talking again, if you want to start hanging out again, or if you want to do anything again, or not, that's fine too. Here's where you can find me." And I made it really incredibly easy to fucking find me.
hang on, I'm just shutting some cunt down on Twitter.
Oh Christ! Yeah, Farty has discovered Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to follow him, I'll allow Farty to put his 2 cents into shit as he sees fit. I will not be giving out his link or anything to Twitter, but if you want to follow him, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, my account got nuked apparently on a mass report of spam. So apparently, some fucking cunt found my found Tower of Shandor and was like, "Oh, we're just gonna flag this account as spam, and we're gonna mass flag it, and we're angry because we don't know how to fucking read between the lines. We don't know how to. No, we're just gonna see the shit we want to see. So you know what? Go fuck yourself. I'll never go back to doing Tower of Shandor, which is fine, because go fuck yourself. At any rate, we did have something else on the docket. You want to go into that party?
Yep.
So apparently there was a presidential debate last night. And I say debate because it wasn't really a debate. It was, let's invite Trump, let's invite Biden. Let's have a discussion between the two. And, we're CNN. We'll get ratings. So before we actually go into talking about the actual debate, let's talk about the shit CNN pulled. They cut out all the fucking reporters and everything. They didn't have an audience. They basically made the entire news industry, right? Because it is an industry. It's a corporate-run fucking thing now. It's not about getting people information anymore. It's about sensationalizing shit as much as you can. And they cut out all of the reporters and bullshit. And they made it just CNN's party, right? It was just CNN. Only place you could watch the debate was on CNN. Only place you could watch the stream that was posted was CNN. And apparently they're going around DCMAing every fucking person who posted even a little bit of a clip that isn't a CNN subsidiary.
I just had to explain to a grown-ass adult what the fuck treason means. Like, fuck me, drunk.
That's where you put salt and pepper on trees, right? Tree seasons.
No, it's that fucking Julian Assange is all over the bloody place. All these dumb fucks are thinking he's a fucking freedom fighter. But no, he committed high fucking treason. He did the very definition of fucking espionage. The cunt should be lined up against the wall and fucking shot just for that alone. Regardless of whether he was right and wrong, he still fucking committed treason. Shoot the cunt. But then, never mind about the slut he fucked in fucking Sweden that she didn't want him to fuck. And then there was the whole, why did he have to stop in Bangkok for on the way home? Like, there's only one reason why Australian men go to Bangkok, and that's to fuck kids. It's kind of like the Crim making a beeline to a brothel and he gets out of jail just to get his end away just so he can continue on with a clear head. Fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway. Sorry.
Anyway, so there was a debate last night, and basically CNN told all of the other news organizations, go fuck yourself, this is my party. Which, fine, whatever. But the trade-off is that, oh my god, CNN actually, they did not play favorites.
Well, they kind of fucked up because, now it's not ambiguous. That shit-covered mop Karine Jean who likes the fucking peen can't fucking say it's a deep fake or anything like that anymore because
it was live on broadcast television for the entire country to see, and fucking what's it called? It's archived on YouTube by CNN.
Fucking and they fucked up because they showed it with no fucking edits and no cuts, and they tried to fucking move the goalposts so it fucking suited them completely, and it still didn't work for them. It actually blew up in their face because of it.
Yeah.
Had they let fucking Trump interject and all this kind of stuff, they could have used Trump kept putting him off by interrupting and all this kind of stuff. But no. Yous made sure that he could only fucking talk when yous wanted him to, and you were going to cut his fucking mic off. So And then you just had to cut fucking Potatoes' mic off because he kept. I beat Medicare. Yeah, dickhead, you weren't supposed to say that.
Yeah, you beat
That's not a
Medicare.
good thing, mate.
And that was a fucking that was a moment. That was a moment that I we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
The one thing I really loved was when he said, "Oh, the border services, they're all on my side," and they instantly tweeted out, "We never have and never will support that fucking old cunt."
Yeah. So I to be to be 100% transparent with everyone, going into the debate, um I I didn't watch the debate when it aired. I think it aired Thursday, but I didn't watch it. Um but I did see a lot of people tweeting about it and a lot of shit on Facebook about it. And I just wanted some fucking memes, to be honest with you. I wasn't even going to bring this up today. All right? I wasn't even going to bring this up today, but I guess I kind of have to talk about it only to get my own feelings out there and work my own thought processes out with another human being in the room, so to speak. Um so there are a bunch of things that I took away from this. One was that uh, Trump dodged a lot of shit. He dodged a lot of the questions CNN was asking. And I expect that of a politician. But he did it in such a way that infuriated Biden to the point where, like, on the because you could see when Biden had coherent moments and when he didn't have coherent moments. And I how do I put this? I felt bad for Biden.
I don't.
I felt bad because this dog and pony show, right? This guy has no fucking clue what he's doing. He has no clue where he's at. He's being fed shit through a fucking earpiece, right? I'm not even going to get started on the fucking earpiece he had in. Because if you watch the debate, you could actually see it a little bit. And I don't think a lot of people were there. Like, they were there, but I don't think a lot of people were watching Biden as closely. But he did have a fucking earpiece in, and it was really hard to, like, miss once you see it. So if you go back and rewatch it, you'll probably see the earpiece. So he's sitting there with his earpiece in, getting fucking answers fed to him in his twilight state. But for the shit that he was coherent for, like, he was really coherent for. And that's why I felt sorry for him. Because, like, he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, and I don't mean that from, like, oh, well, he's just inexperienced. No, I mean, literally, he's out to dinner, dude. Like,
It's like stage dementia.
yeah, there's nothing in there. There's no spark in his eyes anymore. Like, it is depressing to see this man. And Trump was constantly on the attack. And CNN allowed him to be constantly on the attack. And then CNN, at the very end of it, had this whole big roundtable discussion. It was like reading a King Arthur book. There was 12 people on this panel, right? The 12 Knights of the Round Table getting together and going, "Oh, King Arthur looked like he shat out his pants today." And everyone was just nodding in agreement that Biden he did not do well. And I felt sorry for the guy because he's got some sort of mental decline. Like, game recognizes game, right? Like, I can't fucking figure shit out for the life of me, but I recognize that I can't figure shit out for the life of me. Right? And I do get these points in time where I completely lose the plot, where I completely fucking drop off of what I was saying. And who knows? Maybe it's mental illness, maybe it's fucking early onset dementia, and if that's the case, I'm letting everyone know now that when I start to lose shit 100% of the time and I can't even fucking figure out where I am anymore, just slip me a little bit of rat poison in my Kool-Aid and let me drift on fucking home.
Mine's apparently effects from an explosion that I was in 1999, confined spaces explosion.
Mm-hmm.
But look, fucking, this is starting to look a bit more like another ploy from the Australian Labor Party. I mean, like the immigration thing, that's directly from the Australian Labor Party. Every time they fucking get in, they open the fucking gates and they start letting people in, give them money in, and all this kind of shit incentives, and say, yeah, don't forget to vote Labor. And it usually takes a full fucking term of the Labor government for these immigrants to realise, hang on, these cunts are fucked, and they only end up going and voting Liberal. Now, again, just so everyone understands, in America, our Labor and Liberal, our Conservatives and whatsies are fucking completely different. So the Liberals in Australia are basically the Republicans in America. The Laborites are basically the Democrats.
Yeah.
Um, so fucking that's explaining your border crisis at the moment. That's from fucking Julia bloody Gillard, and fucking Hillary Clinton idolizes Julia fucking Gillard, and she was the worst fucking prime minister we ever had. We actually replaced her with the bloke that she replaced in the first place, that she was that bad. Fucking, and she stole an election too. We never voted for that fucking cow once, but we got her for 2 fucking terms.
Wow.
Any case, I explained this to you guys like 4 fucking years ago. If you go back to Mad Dodger's channel 4 years ago, I go on several fucking tirades saying that like Joe Biden has been a clusterfuck his entire fucking career. You really don't want him. I can't see you cunts being a country at the end of 4 fucking years if you do vote him in. And you need to realise that if you guys do get the vote, you get that choice in the matter. But fucking if you vote for the wrong person, you need to understand that fucking we will just simply not work with you. And if you have a look now, there's 40 plus countries that are now joining BRICS, which is controlled by China and Russia. Have fun getting them back. Your economy's up to shit. You got no energy independence. You're fucking being overrun by immigrants. Have fun having fair elections after that. And it's this fucking dogged fucking like our rights, and we'll fucking die on this hill to defend them. And now there's a theory going out that fucking Joe Biden did this so early so the Democrats can prove that he is incompetent, so they can go, oh, well, see, all right, well, we'll fucking replace him with somebody. And come on, guys, give us another chance. We got rid of the old fart. So, oh, come on. But your other 2 options are Hillary Clinton and fucking Gavin fucking Newsom at this point, because no cunt wants camel toe, the cackling fucking camel toe.
No one's gonna vote. No one is going to vote fucking Clinton, and no one is going to vote Newsom.
Here's your problem there. Dumb fucking women. And this is part of the reason why you ended up with the doting old fart anyways, because most women fucking thought, he's a cute old man, Orange Man bad, he's a cute old man. So, of course, I can see a whole bunch of dumb slags fucking voting for Hillary because vaginas. And that just, pretty much is the whole
we had that whole battleground, or that whole vagina vote debate, as you put it, in 2016, and nobody went to the polls for Hillary.
But you got this thing of like fucking, there is an air of fucking, the only reason why people are siding with Trump at the moment is because he's the only other option. Now, you give somebody another option, I guarantee you Trump will lose a bunch of votes. I reckon he'll still win, but fucking it'll be enough to fucking basically bring his stats down. Now with Gavin Newsom, we've got this fucking problem similar to Justin Trudeau, and like I keep fucking every Sheila I speak to, and they're like, "Oh, Justin's got a pretty bum." I was like, "Is that the only reason why you voted for him?" "Oh, he's pretty." "Oh, you fucking dumb sluts." So Gavin fucking Newsom, right? And remember, he won in California with zero fucking policies and all this kind of stuff. While he's got the cocaine sweats going, fucking and he won basically because he said his opponent was a white supremacist. And the last time I fucking checked, Larry Elder was a black fella. So if
Yeah.
you're dumb enough to fucking vote Gavin Newsom into California, then and then like, I've been trying to make the case about dumb fucking women siding
Well, the
with
thing about
people who
Larry
fucking
Elder,
do not.
he's definitely a rhino, and he's a rhino, a Republican in name only,
But
and
if you listen to his policies, he actually has a fucking head on his shoulders.
he
He would have
does.
done a far better job.
He does. Yeah, he does. And that's why I can't stand where we are politically these days. I can't stand it because we're not going to win the election. Quick, pull the "he's a racist" button.
Yeah. Well, if you have a look at what fucking Gavin Newsom has done to fucking California, he's made it so unsafe for fucking women, but it's women that voted him in. And this is what I keep fucking
Yeah.
saying about slags nowadays is that, oh, they'll spread their legs for the bloke that'll fucking kill them, but they won't fucking lift a finger to help the guy that's going to help them.
Yeah.
And this Gavin Newsom fucking bloke, he's done more for fucking putting women in danger in California alone than fucking just about all the fucking migrants that have been coming in.
And you know what's
Because he's
funny?
fucking basically let 'em in.
You know what's funny is that it's a continuation of Kamala Harris's policies.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the exact
Well,
same policies. All he has
and a
done
bit.
was just make sure they kept going.
Yeah, well, I guarantee fucking Camel Toe's only there because partially she grabs her ankles and lets everyone have their fucking merry way with her, but partially it was all because, oh, we need a woman's in charge because vaginas. And there comes your fucking vagina vote again. And if they
Yeah.
did put fucking Gavin Newsom in there, I guarantee you a whole bunch of fucking slags will be all like, oh, yeah, he's the guy that we can spread our legs or fucking choke us while we're mid fuck, kind of thing. So we'll vote for this dumb cunt because he's pretty. And they won't understand that, like, well, the highest paid government fucking employees in California at the moment is the 6 people who are supplying fucking Gavin Newsom with his cocaine stash.
That's hilarious and terrifying at the same time. Needless to say, California as a state is fucked. But aside from that, I want to get back on topic here with the debate.
Well, I say now, just real quick, I say now that fucking, no. You've made your bed, you fucking lie in the wet spot, you fucking wanted to die on this fucking hill. No, stay fucking with fucking potato for the rest until fucking November, because that'll just mean that fucking Trump's got an easy win.
Well, here's the problem as I see it. And we'll get back on topic. Here's the problem as I see it. The Democrats cannot afford to replace Biden with any candidate. It doesn't matter how strong the candidate is, right? They're going to keep Biden in. They don't have time to prep a new candidate. They don't have the money to prep a new candidate right now. That money has to go into paying for Biden's push for second term. It has to. There's no way in hell the Democrats go, okay, well, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm not saying, and I'm not going to take sides here. I'm not going to go politically one way or the other, because in 4 years, even if Trump does win the election, and this is something Farty and I agree on, in 4 years, Trump wins the election, okay, fine, whatever. 4 years from now, we get handed another Democrat leader, and that Democrat leader decides to continue Biden's policies. It goes back to Biden's policies. We're in a weaker position, and this is assuming Biden doesn't lose in November. This is assuming Biden doesn't lose in November. No, this assumes Biden loses in November. We're not going to talk about the shit where the other scenario where Biden wins in November, because I've made it clear. I think if Biden wins in November, within a year, World War III starts. I still think World War III is going to start by the end of the summer. That's
it started 5 years ago. We just haven't started shooting yet.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I agree. My opinion is that we're close, and it's not necessarily Biden's doing. I think this shit
He hasn't done anything to
started.
fucking help.
No, it didn't help, but I think this shit started in the last 10 years, and I think now it's just starting to come to a head. And because we have the internet and everything, it's more visible than it would have been in the 90s. It's more visible than it would have been in the 80s or in the 60s or in the 30s. It's more visible. It's more outward showing that okay, something big is on the horizon, and that's probably where we're at right now. But here's the way I see this happening. Democrats cannot afford to put a new candidate in, and the reason they can't afford to do it, no matter how strong the new candidate is, even if it is someone everyone knows, someone quote unquote everyone likes, they can't afford to do it because they're admitting defeat by pulling Biden out of the race. And what do you do in a situation where you're already in a weak position? You can't put yourself into a weaker position, even if that weaker position does give you a stronger candidate, because it's going to be seen as weakness, right? The what'll happen is the voter base, right? The people voting for Joe Biden are the people who are going to be disenfranchised by the Democrat Party, going, "You knocked Joe out of the thing, and we won't support you doing this. We're just going to go vote for whatever the third party candidate is going to be this time around." Cool. But those parties are going to be so fractured in the votes they receive that it will just be Trump being elected by a landslide, and it will be because the Democrats pulled Biden out of the race. That's not to say that's not to say there isn't a future that the Democrats win by pulling by Biden out of the race, but let's be real, it's slim to none. And
Well, I
that's
wouldn't
just the
put it
way I see
past
it.
them trying.
Say again?
I wouldn't put it past them trying the whole fucking, oh, look, we got rid of the pain in the ass. Like, come on, get this kind of go, you know?
No,
Because
I
it worked
wouldn't
out
put it
here.
past them to look into doing it, because there's definitely the word on the street every this morning and last night was panic, right? The last 2 days, everyone's panicking, right? Every news publication is like, "Oh shit, we lost the election, guys. Oh no, Trump is gonna be literally Hitler and put everyone who votes Democrat into a re-education center and fucking perform lobotomies on all of them, so everyone has to vote for the Republicans now, and we're all gonna lose our freedom because." Okay, whatever, dude. Just be as fucking dramatic as you want. Um, but I did have some problems with the way Trump performed in the thing. And that's not to say that he didn't do what he had to do to win the debate, because to be honest, he won the debate. However slimy he did it, he won the debate. Um, and I was kind of hoping to see a little bit more integrity in the debate. Um, but that's just me personally, and I'll put that aside for the sake of the discussion. Um, but a lot of a lot of the questions he sidestepped um by attacking Joe Biden, and I don't think he really needed to do that. I think going into the debate, he had such a strong position going into the debate. I don't think he had to attack Joe Biden. And
Well, everyone's expecting him to.
what's that?
Everyone was expecting
Oh
him
yeah,
to.
everyone expected him to. I was just kind of hoping that maybe Trump would ease up and maybe speak strictly on policy, which he did more or less, but there were a bunch of things policy wise he didn't even talk about. He just uh took he just took the opportunity to piss off Joe Biden even more, which is, I guess, a strategy because you do use stuff like that in debate, um, in debate club in high schools. I remember watching some debate club, and getting someone to go off on a tangent or getting someone to go off topic, by you yourself leading the topic away. And there's some things he half answered. So one of the things he answered or half answered was like the thing on his policy of immigration and how like there were foreign nationals living in the United States illegally by committing a crime to get into the country. I don't care who says what. That is an illegal thing to do. All right? You can't be so fucking brain dead. All right? I'm speaking to the people who believe no people are illegal. All right? You cannot be so brain dead. That's a take. I don't understand it. I don't understand how you cannot see that breaking the law is a bad thing and that people who break the law should be punished and people who break the laws of the country should not be allowed into the country. I shouldn't be allowed into fucking Canada if I break the laws and fucking border jumping myself, right? I shouldn't be allowed into Australia if I border jump into Australia. I mean, I don't know if I'd fucking want to. You got snow in December. What kind of backward shit is that? Or snow in
Because we go,
July, I mean.
yeah, because our seasons are completely different
Yeah,
because
because
we're anti-pole.
you guys are on the bottom of the world. You guys suck. No, I'm kidding. Kidding. I don't want to
No,
give.
well, see, with the immigration thing just on itself, right? Fucking, we had this problem fucking over a decade ago, and we went hardline on them when we got the Liberals back in. We fucking stopped the boats and started turning them back, and like a lot of you are all fucking absolutely clueless as to how this fucking works. And it's not just
Mm-hmm.
the fact that like, oh, there's all these people that live in Mexico that are coming in. No, 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 no. These are comes from all over the fucking world, and they stop off at various different countries on the way
Yeah,
through.
it's not
They've
just
always
Mexico.
got the option of
Mexico is
going
like
to
the
a US
door.
embassy and claiming asylum there and going through legally. But because the fucking border's wide open, they're just like, well, fuck that. We'll just come in fucking without even bloody notifying anybody. And that's what they were doing here. Now we've got the labour rights back in, the boats are starting to come back. And what a lot of people aren't understanding is that, like, we're actually coming into some of the tropic seasons up north, and these boats are coming in through fucking cyclones and shit. Cunts are fucking dying on the way here, and we don't even know they fucking exist. But when they do fucking show up, they literally have a number that the Australian government's already given them to say, hey, Canberra, we're out here. Here's our location. Send out a fucking Navy ship. And then as soon as the Navy ship gets within fucking eyesight of them, they scuttle the fucking boat and make us fucking rescue them. So they are our problem. And that fucking costs lives and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
ultimately, we got called a bunch of cunts by the fucking Europeans for doing this. And then as soon as we stopped the boats, they already had cunts on the southern side of the Mediterranean ready to go into Europe. And then it was their fucking problem. Now they've realised it. They're starting to stop people and turning them away. So that's why you guys are copying it. And you're going to have to learn this fucking lesson yourselves if you don't want to listen to us. Like,
Yeah,
there is a
I agree
massive
with you.
fundamental problem
And
with this.
it's not just people from South America coming in through the southern border. The southern border was just cracked wide open. The northern border, no one gives a shit about the northern border. Why? Because they can get a fucking free ride through nice, warm, temperate weather all year fucking round. Where maybe it doesn't get, maybe it doesn't get snow. It gets kind of cold, but it doesn't get snow. And, you got a very fucking clear path. You just walk across the fucking border. And,
And ultimately, what was happening too is that they were coming in from, say, Africa, and they'd bounce through
yeah,
the Indian Ocean. They're going through like Pakistan, India, and then fucking through bloody Southeast Asia, and they go through Indonesia, and every country's just like, "Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, we're going to Australia. Oh, well, off you go. No problems, no problems." But as soon as we started turning the boats back towards Indonesia, the Indonesians like, hey, what the fuck, shenanigans? What the fucking hell, man? It's
Yeah.
like, well,
And
fuck,
again,
they were your problem first, cunt. Fucking don't pass them on to us.
yeah, and again, it's not just those nationals from that country. We have Australians sneaking. Like, it's a very small number of Australians, but we do have Australians sneaking in through fucking Mexico. And if you don't
And that's
believe me,
another point too.
what's
I have
that?
a criminal record, so now I'm legally not allowed to fucking go into America by the legal means. So if I wanted to go into America now, I just go
Yeah,
through Mexico.
yeah. If Farty wanted to come live over by me and plot my demise, he'd have to fucking sneak in through Mexico, which
I could literally take a plane to Bora Bora and
yeah,
fucking hire a car and just drive through the fucking paddocks.
they look at you, business or pleasure, and be like, business is my pleasure. Um, but fucking yeah, it's not just, and that's why I think that we need strong border things. Now, he did kind of answer the question of, are you going to deport everyone, even people, who are married and this, that, and the other thing? He did kind of answer it by saying, we have a lot of violent people here that need to be rounded up and booted out. Essentially, is I'm paraphrasing what he said, but that's essentially what he said. That's not verbatim what he said. So don't fucking go Snopes on me and fact check me. I'm telling you right now that I'm oversimplifying what he fucking stated. Um, so he said the thing that was like, okay, this is what it is. These are the people we need to get out, are the violent people, and he spoke specifically about the violent people, but he did it in such a way that it seemed as though he was just dismissive of the entire question he was asked and the spoke only about the violent offenders that were here. Now, I
Well, that's your
think,
most pressing problem at the moment, though, because a lot of these cunts that are fucking committing these crimes, it turns out that they've been booted out of your country fucking
yeah, and
multiple
they've been
times. And
let
it's
back
like these
in.
cunts who fucking stop traffic for oil. You drag the cunts off the road, they just go straight back fucking where they were.
Yeah. So yes, I agree. There needs to be something there. So a lot of what Trump did, was to just kind of like, the strategy for Trump was to throw Biden off. The strategy for Trump was to be just like, ha 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 ha. Let's get you angry. Let's get you to do, to say the thing. And in all fairness, it worked. He got Biden to say the thing that he shouldn't have said, and he got him to say it on every fucking question. Biden lied on every fucking thing he said, and if he didn't lie, right? If he believed he was telling the truth, and there's a difference there. If he believed he was telling the truth, it's because of the fucking dementia or whatever thing he's got going on with his brain. Okay? Um
Well, the way
the
I see that as an outsider looking in is just that fucking the Democrat Party is just acting like fucking children at the moment. It's like anything they're
yeah.
doing, they're actually accusing the other side of, and that's how you can tell what they're doing
Oh
wrong.
yeah.
Even to the point of like, oh, we're going to have to drag Trump out kicking and screaming. Well, at the moment, it looks like you're going to have to do that with Biden.
Yeah, I agree. They asked Trump specifically if he would allow if he would accept the outcome of the election no matter what in November. He said if it was fair and just. And he had
It
to
wasn't fair and
reiterate
just last time.
a second time that if it was fair and just, that he would accept the outcome. And the problem with our last election is that it was not fair and just. It
That's right.
cannot be fair and just if you have fucking votes coming in at 3 o'clock in the morning and they're all for Biden.
Yeah. That fucking dog leg in the bloody worm. Like, how the fuck,
I'm
man?
not going to call that a dog leg. I'm going to call that a horse stick.
But like, well, fucking, you don't really need to know Trump's policies because you already know them. He's going to fix your energy policy. He's going to fix your border. He's going to try and fucking improve your
I
employment.
want to
He's going to
see
try and fix the fucking economy.
I want to see our
Like all the
country
stuff that
embrace
you need.
nuclear. I really do. I want to see our country embrace nuclear.
You already do.
No, no, no. We have nuclear plants, but they're not embraced. The few states that have them only have one or two. New York has maybe 3. Um, but most of them that were going to be built were decommissioned before they even got a chance to get off the drawing board. Um, but I want to see nuclear power because it's the better alternative to fucking giant ass solar farms that destroy fucking large ecosystems. Better than
And
wind
one good
farms.
hailstorm fucks them right up.
What's that?
One good hailstorm fucks them right
Oh
up.
yeah, and you get hailstorms in the desert all the fucking time. Nobody ever talks about it. Um, and that's only because of
Well, then
the
you need people to go and fucking brush the dust off them too.
yeah, or cooling. They don't think about the energy required to cool the solar farms because those panels overheat and they crack, and they need to be replaced once in a while because they overheat and they crack. It's not a.
And
It's not. What's that?
they eventually become inefficient, and
Yeah.
there's no real way you can recycle those things.
And solar is great on a small scale. On like if you're putting it on top of your camper van or something, it's great because the motion of driving will help cool the panel. Okay, it's fine. Sitting in a hot parking lot for a couple hours a day or whatever, not a problem. But when you're sitting and left exposed to the elements, everything wears on those panels. So I think the best strategy is nuclear. But that's just me.
Well, that's where we're going too.
Yeah. But back to the debate because I really don't have a whole lot of time. I'm starting to actually fade if you can't hear it in my voice. But Biden's Hamas plan, I think it sucks. The only details he gives us for a peaceful solution with Hamas is so one-sided against Hamas. Why would they even take it? So he starts off with the stage 1 is you trade hostages for the ceasefire. Then stage 2, a ceasefire with additional conditions, and stage 3 ends the war. There's no path to ending the war with this, and there's not even a real solid plan. And if there is a plan in place, they're not sharing it. They should be sharing it. A more capable president would have shared a plan. They would have said, "Okay, we need to get Hamas and Palestine onto a plan with Israel, and we need to get the two to cooperate."
Mhm.
And then Biden goes on to say that we're the biggest supporter of Israel, but that is absolutely a lie because of the shit that the Democrat Party has been saying. Which is the whole no, we support Hamas.
I got a quick devious plan on how to get the hostages back.
Oh Christ, what is it?
All these fucking idiots, like the gays for Palestine, say, all right, how's about we swap the hostages for all these gays for Palestine? You can just have at it, fucking throwing them off buildings and shit
Oh
because they're too dumb
shit.
to live.
Um, Another big question was I can't even speak about that, Farty. I cannot entertain that. And I'm sorry, buddy. I
Well, when
want to
in
say
San
something
Francisco,
so
they're
bad,
taking no.
but I don't want it to be my public opinion. So I'm gonna have a private opinion about it, which I'll
But,
share with
but
you.
when, like, say, in San Francisco, in the gay communities, they're getting rid of no U-turn signs, not because no U-turn signs
Yeah,
are
because they're
preventing people from having
fucking
accidents, because they see that no U-turn means go straight, and like you fucking you're too dumb to live. Go to Palestine.
yeah. I'm not gonna comment on that, Farty. Not publicly. I'm not gonna do it. You're not gonna fucking trap me, okay? You fucking asshole. They talked about January 6th. But here's my thing. The Constitution, right? Specifically, so I gotta start this little section by saying the Constitution isn't a permission slip. It doesn't say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna allow you to do this thing because we're people and people write the rules." No, they're not. They're not a list of things you're allowed to do, right? It's not like the babysitter came over and said, your parents said you could do this. That's not what the Constitution is. The Constitution says you were born. This is what you have a right to. This is what we recognize your human rights are. It's a recognition of those rights. It's not a permission slip. It's recognition. I'm not entirely sure how to say that in a stupid way so that everyone understands, but it's a recognition going, you exist, you are alive, and we recognize that you're alive. We recognize you're alive by recognizing these as human rights. And I don't know how to say that in a stupid way. But the Constitution recognized that there needed to be something that would put the fear of God into government, that the people would not, that the people weren't gonna fucking stick around for the bullshit that they're pulling, right? The government needed to be held accountable, and that's what the Constitution recognizes that. And the whole January 6th thing was the people exercising that freedom, that protected, recognized right that the government needed to be held accountable for something. Whether or not it was misguided, that's an entirely different topic, but that's how that went, that's how that goes. And then you have the fucking party who had all these January 6 people who were just kind of like, we had like 200 plus people who were basically being guided into the fucking into these buildings during the January 6 quote unquote riots, right? Walking into these fucking buildings like fucking lemmings, not knowing what's going on, then later being arrested, while the same party at the same fucking time was telling people to go out and burn their fucking cities down.
Well, the way I see January 6th was basically a last-ditch attempt from proper Americans to try and save their country because, well,
right.
fuck.
As was recognized a right by the Constitution. It was recognized that the people should be allowed to do that. But the party, the Democrat Party, at the same time was saying, oh, we can't have violence in political violence. They were fucking goading. CNN was goading. Kamala Harris was goading. AOC was goading people into burning shit down. There were literal dumpster fires. There were literal building fires. There were literal riots. There were literal looting happening in the name of George Floyd because of political violence. They're happening in the name of Black Lives Matter, happening in the name of Antifa, happening all across the fucking country for political purpose, and it's still happening, yes.
Yeah, there's this one Sheila in Chicago, is craggedy old fucking lady, black Sheila, who sounds like that sweet pea Sheila. Ain't nobody got time for that. She's fucking still saying, we gonna burn it down, we gonna fucking shoot people, we gonna fuck them up, we gonna do this. And it's like, well, shit, someone should fucking shoot her ass.
But the point that I'm making is that it's still, that the Democrat Party, CNN, they were all goading this political violence, and at the same time asking Trump specifically to denounce political violence. It felt empty. There was also a couple of other stupid things that I don't think I need to bring up, but I'll mention anyway. Biden was talking about buying fentanyl machines to track fentanyl being brought into the country. How is that supposed to work?
Shut the fucking border. That'll fucking stop it.
That's how it'll stop it. No, exactly. There's no machine. I hate to break it to everybody. There's no machine that can fucking detect fentanyl. They can detect.
No, there is.
Huh?
they've got these mass spectrometers and stuff like that, the chemical sniffers, electronic noses and stuff. They use them at airports and stuff like that. They swab your suitcases and
Yeah,
boots
but they
and
have
shit
to
like.
have actual physical contact with your thing. They can't just magically detect it in the air. I mean,
No, 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 no. That's what they're going to do. They'll swab cunts and all this kind of shit, and they'll get trace amounts. Because
yeah, but think about the
if you,
manpower they need to fucking do it. Is
you
the
know,
point they're making.
oh well, yeah, it's the manpower and all this, but those machines do exist, and they can detect like fucking parts per trillion and all this kind of
Right.
stuff. So even if like you go on holidays and say, for instance, someone snorted cocaine in your room and the wind came and took a couple of grains and landed on your bag, if they swap the right spot, they'll fucking detect it.
Right. My point is that it doesn't magically detect it in the air around you. It can't like laser beam into your fucking suitcase and see you've got a fucking kilo or two crammed into a fucking Pringles can. They just can't see it. So it's not a magical fentanyl machine. Um, no, they were Trump was talking about bringing dogs in, which honestly is the best route to go because the dog can point out, they will fucking smell it from a mile away, and they will point it out, and they will alarm, and the person
Well,
will
see,
be hauled in to be checked.
there's
Um,
another issue that I'm not sure whether you're aware of, but fucking the Chinese are lacing shit like fucking Tylenol and
mhm.
fucking Advil
Yeah,
and
I'm
bloody
aware.
Adderall and stuff like that with fentanyl.
Yeah, I'm
So
aware.
that's I think that's more what they're probably trying to talk about. Yeah.
Even still, there's no magical machine that's just going to automatically detect it. You need manpower behind it. It's not, and that's the point I was trying to make, is that you need manpower behind it. You need someone to physically take the thing. You need to check hundreds of thousands of millions or millions in a lot of cases of people coming across the border, right? Hundreds of people come across the border each fucking day, legally, mind you. Legally. How are we gonna have the manpower if we have everything shut down at the southern border and people are just fucking walking across, right? I know I'm being hyperbolic here. I know there are some border patrol down there, but I know a lot of the border patrol is just gone because let's open the fucking country up to whoever. Um,
Well, I can explain part of that. Because like at the moment, because no one's being fucking checked, right?
yeah,
Everyone's just coming over, not a problem, right? So what they'll do is they'll stick a fucking backpack on a kid, and they'll put like those fucking hospital bands, or you get in like
yeah.
rave parties and shit like
No,
that.
I know.
Well, different coloured ones determine different what they're different, like the different things they're smuggling. So at first, it'll be fucking obvious who's got what, and fucking they'll search them and detect them and all that kind of shit like that. And once they shut down the fucking border, they will mask it by not fucking marking these people anymore. And once you do shut down the border and you basically have them coming through single file, then you'd be able to do it.
Yeah.
Like just test everybody.
Dester, welcome to the chat, buddy. We're about ready to uh close up here in a little bit.
Good
But
old YouTube and their timely fucking
yeah,
notifications.
gee, thanks for telling me the stream was on. Yeah, sorry, Des. We go live 6 a.m. Saturdays. To 8, 6 to 8 um Eastern time Saturdays, but sometimes we go longer than that. Sometimes we did the other week. We went for like what 5-6 hours the other week.
Yeah.
Um, and then here's another one that I found really fucking funny from Biden was he was talking about how in the 80s how the Democrats were like, we need the computer chips. Let's get the computer chips. And then oh, we lost all those computer chip jobs. How did we lose all those computer chip jobs? Gotcha. It was
So they
getting
went
ready
to
for work. You're
Taiwan.
good, dude. What's that?
They went to Taiwan.
Yeah, no, they did go to Taiwan. You want to know why they went to Taiwan? Because the Democrats taxed the shit out of the companies in the United States that were making computer chips,
Yep.
and it resulted in shit like Cyrex, right? Does anyone remember Cyrex? No, just me. Cyrex did processors in the United States. They were making processors in the United States that weren't based on x86, or at least they had a structure based on x80 or not based on x86. They didn't have to pay Intel, and they just disappeared because they were taxed out of fucking existence by the Democrats. The Republicans, yeah, they kind of help with it too. They kind of inflame shit, so they don't get away scot free on this one. There are a couple things the Democrats get away scot free on that they did good. There's a couple of things that the Democrats did good, but nothing in recent history. Um,
Well, there in itself, that's something that fucking is probably going to go wrong for Trump when he gets back in because he did do all the tax breaks and try and invite companies back into America,
yeah,
which
he
was
did.
working under the guise that he would probably be there for 8 years. But then the Democrats stole the fucking election and then fucked everything up. And so taxed them the fucking wazoo and they had to leave again. So if Trump gets back in, and says, "Oh, come on back, we've got these tax breaks and fucking make it worth your while." All they say is like, "Well, that's only for 4 more years, man. Last time we
Exactly.
went and spent all the money relocating and shit like that, only to get fucked over when we just started running again." And you're only here for 4 more years, man. What happens when the Democrats steal the next election and start taxing us up the wazoo?
Yeah,
Nah, it's
and
cheaper
that's
with to
assuming
stay here.
and that's assuming they don't get Biden out of office. That's assuming that's assuming Biden wins or doesn't win
Yeah,
rather. Um so yeah, we're on a tipping point right now. And either we allow Biden to stay in office for 4 more years, which by the end of that there definitely will no longer be in the United States, or if there is, the entire world will be just in a shitty shit hole that we created for ourselves. Um, and if we get Trump in, well, all we've done is postpone that inevitable future for 4 years. So we're fucked either
yeah.
way.
Well, well, here's another thing, bearer of bad news as a result of this fucking debate is that basically you've shown the world that you're leaderless at the moment.
Yeah,
And this is something that a lot of countries have already figured out, and that's where BRICS is starting to take hold. And a lot of countries that let's say like with Iran, for example, the OSINT community just reported this afternoon that like 4 out of like 8 fucking centrifuges are up and running, and they're starting to enrich
mm-hmm.
uranium. Fucking North Korea is now going to start sending troops to Ukraine to help Russia, and that's a bad thing because they've never fucking fired a shot in anger for like 70 fucking years, but now they're going to actual war school to learn how to fight.
Yeah,
And Putin at the end of last year said that we're just going to ignore the fucking White House exists until they change regime. So you're not even being listened to by them. And now you've basically said that the guy at the helm is so fucking useless that you realistically are leaderless.
no, I agree with you. Yeah,
That's a fucking dangerous position to be in.
yeah, no, I agree with you entirely. I really don't know what else to say. I don't have any. I don't have any rosy words. Um, I don't have any confidence that our leaders are up to the task. And even if they are up to the task, I don't have any confidence that they're going to do right by the people of the country. I think they're going to continue to self-serve, and their self-servants will start World War III. When years from now, when they talk about it in history books, that why did World War III happen? Well, it all started when 9/11. No, that that's not when it started. It started when
It
politicians.
all started when this guy called Barry the Bummer went and married a guy called Michael, and then went.
Fucking farty. I guess it's as good a point as any to leave it on for this week. If you guys want to see us talk about more lighthearted shit next week, leave a comment on the Discord somewhere. Leave your suggestions. You can DM me or DM Farty and let either one of us know what you want to see. We do talk before the stream for at least 15-20 minutes, just to fucking sort out what we're gonna do. Uh, uh but yeah, for now, I apologize. But for now, uh, you can all go away.
Good job, Frank. You answered all the questions. No, I'm kidding.
Did I answer everything right?
You got it all right. And what did the other guy do? Lie. No, you kidding.
Oh shit. Yeah, Farty did lie, didn't he? All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, Farty.
Boobies.
And Farty, they're a couple of jerks. Can't stand each other, but somehow it works. Yelling and screaming, it's all in good fun. 2 hours a week, and then they're done. It's garbage, yeah, it's a mess. With Frank and Farty, you know the rest. Buddy Doku's gone, ghost in the stream. He's like Bigfoot in our podcast dream. Frank thinks he's smart, Farty thinks he's right. Put them together and they'll start a fight. Doku's hiding, who knows where? Probably eating snacks in his underwear. Nuke the site from orbit, it's the only way. Aliens got it right, we always say. Blow it all up, start it anew. But we'll be back next week just for you. It's garbage, yeah, it's a mess. With Frank and Farty, you know the rest. Buddy Doku's gone, ghost in the stream. He's like Bigfoot in our podcast dream. So thanks for listening to this crazy ride. Frank and Farty, always side by side. It's garbage, yeah, what a delight. We'll see you next week. Good night.